and gentlemen, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. My name is Germimah Clarke, and welcome to Women in Business. I am the CEO of A&M Career Consulting, a nonprofit organization where we assist you in boosting your chances of landing that dream job by resume writing, virtual face-to-face interviewing, network recruiting with recruiters, and so much more. Visit us at amcareerconsulting.org. So, today in my podcast, I have a wonderful, amazing guest. Oh, she's so nice. She's wonderful, the best. Her name is Shannon McAvoy, and she is a real estate agent for over 4 years. She is based in Connecticut, my hometown. Oh, so let me introduce you. She is a phenomenal real estate agent. If you have any questions, concerns, you want to know anything about the real estate in Connecticut, Shannon McAvoy is the ideal go-to person, the GOAT of real estate.
You're so kind.
Here she is, ladies and gentlemen, Shannon McAvoy. Welcome to Women in Business.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. So tell everyone first where you're based and what are you doing right now as a real estate agent and during your experience?
Wow. Okay, so I'm with a company called Brown Harris Stevens. People in New York would definitely know us. We're one of the largest privately owned real estate agencies in the tri-state area. Okay. I'm based out of Westport, Connecticut, but that doesn't mean that's where I go. So I go all over the state of Connecticut. I've been officially in real estate since 2016, but my roots of real estate go back much farther because my now husband has a design build firm. So we've been helping clients find real estate, find their almost perfect home or almost perfect piece of land, and build or remodel based on sustainable design build that we do.
Great. Wow. So what type of real estate do you specialize in?
I am a residential real estate agent, meaning that I do homes, condos for individuals, no commercial real estate per se. I don't think that there is any true real estate agent, and I could be called being wrong, but I really don't think you specialize in a particular type of property because your clientele is so different. Everyone has different needs, different wants. One person may absolutely want a condo. Another person could absolutely not want a condo. So you have to juggle a lot of different personalities and different wants and needs.
Yes, let me just lean into the condos. For the audience, can you tell us the difference between condos, co-ops, townhouses? For a single guy like myself, I'm looking to purchase a condo, but will that be better for me, like starting as a first-time home buyer?
I think it depends on who you are. For you specifically, I think a condo is a great alternative. The difference between a condo and a co-op and a townhome could be a condo or co-op. It's a type of house versus condo versus the co-op is two different types of ownership. So a condo you own like a house you would, just regular condo. There's usually association fees involved, meaning that they're going to take care of the complex, and that covers, for instance, plowing and landscaping. Co-op, you're an ownership, you're co-ownership into the association. So not only do you own the condo, but you have the building that's with it. So there is usually a condo board. You have to interview with it. They have to make sure that you fit in right with their association. And so you own more than just your own individual condo. You own part of the building as well.
Oh, so will there be like a like difficulty? Let's say I want to rent out my condo or sell my condo, which means I'll have to get permission from the co-op board or
Yes, and
oh,
a lot of co-ops do not allow renting at all.
oh,
Whereas a condo, you own it, and there may be a certain percentage that the association allows for rental, that as part of your package, your condo package, they'll tell
okay.
you whether that's appropriate or not. Some don't have those kind of restrictions. It's really a matter of what is part of the association and the terms and conditions of that association.
I see. And for home first time home buyers, what requirements do they need to have? What type of documents do they need? Their credit score? Um, Give me all the meat and potatoes.
So for home ownership, again, that's really individualized. So
Mhm.
there are some amazing first-time home buyer programs out there. There's some amazing nonprofit organizations that also help with first-time home buyers.
Okay.
So it really depends on the individual circumstance. Typically, people put 20% down as part of their home. They'll put 10% as part of their offer, and then another 10% at closing. And what that does for you is that helps you eliminate the PMI insurance that most mortgages require you to have. But
Hmm.
that's not necessarily the case.
Okay.
A good mortgage broker would definitely be able to help find find out what you need in order to own your own place. So I have heard nightmare stories, especially from people coming from New York, where they are paying a lender to help them do a loan, like outright give them money
Wow.
firsthand. And no lender should require you to give them money up
Is that
front in
legal?
order for them to have a mortgage. A good mortgage lender would never ask for that.
Good to
So
know.
yeah, so there's a lot of different kind of scams out there that will say, hey, if you pay me, $10,000, I will guarantee a mortgage for your house. Is it
Wow.
worth it? Don't know. I personally wouldn't trust, nor should you ever, in Connecticut at least, pay an agent if they are your buying representative. Connecticut is a buyer agency state, which means that you have the right to your own agent. So you don't necessarily need to go to the selling agent. You're not getting a deal by going to the selling agent. You just don't, because they're written into the contracts that they get paid by the seller no matter what. So if they find the buyer, they get paid. So you're not going to get a special deal specifically going to the selling agent. And no real estate in New York is much different. And I can't speak to that because I'm not a New York agent.
Hmm.
But I find that a lot of people who are moving out of the city and into Connecticut want to go directly to the selling agent because they think they're going to get something special out of it. That's not
Oh,
necessarily the case. So just watch out for that.
okay. And in regards to the migration of New Yorkers moving into Connecticut, has that increased over the years or just during the pandemic or just on its own?
Um, it is a natural progression that we have found.
Ah, okay.
That's just normal that people go from the city east. So our
I see.
migration is definitely west to east, and it has been. The difference being that with the pandemic, that has definitely accelerated. So people who have been on the fence and were thinking about, they want more space, want more room, want to be out of the city, have definitely kind of migrated this way a little
Mhm,
bit faster than I think that they normally would have. But that
mhm.
is a normal pattern of migration for Connecticut, is that people come from the city. Our taxes are lower. The housing prices in some towns may be higher, but the taxes are definitely lower than New York. Those who are still working in the city do find a little bit of a shock that they get taxed on income in both New York and Connecticut. So that's a little bit of surprise to some people, but overall, you still benefit tax-wise for moving out of Manhattan.
Wow, that's really good. What challenges have you faced during the pandemic in terms of sales or showing homes?
Oh,
What are the
great.
challenges you you faced?
I mean, like everyone, we have been hit hard by the pandemic.
Yeah.
For the entire month of March, April, May, we weren't showing homes at all. Like there was just a moratorium. They're like, don't do it. So we didn't. I think we finally started being able to show homes in June, July, but open houses are still frowned upon. So you'll find that a lot of people have done open houses lately. And then we just got a notice last week saying, please don't do that. Don't do that. And I think Connecticut is definitely on the positive trend, and that we are very, very conscious about our COVID-19 protocols. Agents wear masks. We have hand sanitizer on us. I have gloves in my car. I have masks in my car for anyone who doesn't have them. Sellers are very particular about it. Some people have pulled their houses off the market because they don't really want to show the house. And if you are listed on the MLS as an active house, you have to be available to show the house. So people have intentionally removed their homes temporarily until they have a better handle on things. So our inventory of houses has definitely been affected. We have the lowest inventory that we have seen historically in certain, especially specifically in certain towns, that inventory is just not there. So of course, with scarce inventory, your housing prices have definitely increased. So I love it when people who I've been working with for years have come to me and say, we're looking for a bargain. I'm like, you and everyone else. And I wish I could magically have bargains appear, but we went from a buyer's market in January, February last year to a seller's market in March through the rest of the year instantly. So prices went up, inventory is down, which is holding the prices up. So those that are truly and I feel so bad. Those who are really been trying to find a house for years are now kind of getting priced out of the market for what they expected to pay. Doesn't mean that they can't find a house. You're just going to end up paying more for a house right now.
That is interesting. Wow. So it's if people want to make a purchase now, is it good for, like, let's say someone wants to buy a home or a condo or a townhouse, is it good for them now or should they wait?
If I had that crystal ball, I would not be working in real estate. I'd be living on an island somewhere, someplace warm, tropical, that doesn't have 16 inches of snow in my front yard. I wish I could tell you. I just don't know. I can tell you that the people who actually get paid to do indexes and predictions has said that the housing market will continue to be very, very strong. I think one of the things, and everyone's like, oh, it's because of the pandemic. And I think only partially. I think another thing that has really been pivotal in the housing market itself is that the great experiment of home offices has really been proven that people who, if people are good workers and good at what they do, they can do it from anywhere. Yeah. So the more and more people have the option of being able to work from home and having a home office and still being very, very productive in their jobs, and that they're have this light bulb of like, oh, I can live where I want, not where I have to check into an office every single day. And that's honestly one of the reasons why I love doing what I do, is that my schedule is my own. And and I am my own boss. So a lot of workers who, are now W-2 employees are
Yeah.
now can work wherever they want to be. And so
Right.
they could be in Southbury, they could be in Derby, they could be in Milford, they could be in Stratford, they can be in Westport, they can be in Weston or Wilton, and it doesn't matter because they're productive and their employers have seen that their productivity in many cases has gone up and not down.
Yeah.
And I think taking out a 2-hour commute out of your day and gaining that back into your lifestyle and your health and family has been everything for a lot of people. Like connecting with their kids and their, see their spouses more than 3 hours a day. And, it really has made a difference in the way that people look at their lives, look at their lifestyles, and look at their homes that they're living in. And now all of a sudden we need Zoom rooms and we need homework spaces, and
Yes.
it has changed the perception of how people work and
Mhm.
where they work and what's important to them.
Wow. Interesting. I just want gonna shift to rental properties.
Mm.
um, how do people start, investing in rental properties? Let's say, for instance, first-time buyers, decide, what, I'm not going to purchase homes and rent them out. I'm going to purchase condos and rent out condos, like buy condos all over. Is that better, or should they focus on like a rehab unit with different like a 3-family, renovated and rent those out?
That's an
How
interesting question.
Yeah.
Um, do Let me start off this way.
Hmm.
Multifamily homes are great, especially if you live in them at the same time.
Oh.
So there are programs, and I've mentioned nonprofit organizations that help first-time buyers. And one fabulous one that I've worked with in the past is the Housing Development Fund. It's hdfconnects.org, and they will help you find a multifamily unit if you're living in it and renting out the other part. The only time I really suggest that someone gets into major rehab is if you have any experience in it. If you are a first-time home buyer, it's easy to get in over your head with some buildings, and just because oh, it's a multifamily, I'm going to buy it, I'm going to rehab it. You're going to have the desire, and you're going to have some experience, even basic experience of like, how to switch out a light bulb or how to run a screwdriver. That goes a long way. If you absolutely do not know what you're doing and you are going to hire everything out, it's just as expensive than if you would get something that's a multifamily that was already renovated, because you'll end up spending more money in labor. And Fairfield County has one of the hottest labor markets right now for construction. And every contractor I know, including my subcontractors, are
Yeah.
all busy. And they're busy months out. I have a client who wants to put in a pool this summer. I told him, call now, because it's only by the grace of my connections that you're even getting the possibility of a pool, because they've already sold out for the summer. They're
Wow.
already booked. So only get into rehabs if you want to learn how to do it yourself, or can do it yourself, or have the connections of like the resources to do it, family, friends who are into it, that can help you. Because if you go into it without knowing anything, that could be a problem for you down the line, and you'll end up spending more money than possibly the property's worth, which is something I very, very much caution first-time home buyers. Do not get a property that you're going to end up pouring more money than the neighborhood is willing to buy it
That's
back at.
yeah, yeah.
And that fluctuates in time. We have times that markets are super hot, like right now and back in 2006, and then we have markets that are not so hot, like even the year before last or last year.
Yeah.
So it's really good to listen to your agent, which is key. A lot of people think they know. It's like, we are on the front lines. We get it. We understand. And then also have someone who, either is a contractor or that's someone that that's done this before, which is a valuable resource. Or programs like HDF, which, will actually have classes on how to be a first-time home buyer for multifamily. Those are really, really important to have. So it's not impossible. I don't think condo versus, multifamily really makes a difference when it comes to rental expenses. It may come into play when the type of clientele that you're renting to.
Right.
Because some people are like, would never live in a multifamily, but will absolutely live in a condo. It's like, okay, it's just a really big multifamily, but go fine. Whatever, goes in your little brain is fine. So having an experienced agent, having someone who's done it, having someone who, or even a friend who's done it, really makes a difference, because you can get in over your head quite easily.
Can you hire a property management company to take care of all of that?
Yeah,
Like
you can.
find a
It's
tenant?
just money though. I mean, it's a matter of finances. Like, what's your budget for doing it? Yes, you can absolutely hire a contractor or a management company to do it, but you're paying these people. So
Yeah.
you have to kind of bring that into your budget. Like, what's your pain threshold, basically? So yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
because you don't
if
want to
you're
be
buying
waking up 3 o'clock in the morning and the tenants is saying the bathroom isn't working or the boiler is not working, not getting enough.
right.
You know.
Right. Yeah. My sister and my mom have rental properties, and I've been in the business for, 15 years now. And I can tell you without a doubt, I have no desire to be a landlord. Zero. Like, I will help design your house. I will help build your house. I will help sell and buy your house. I do not want to be your landlord. So, but everyone's different. I mean, there's a lot of people who are really good at it and make a lot of money at doing that, and and especially for single women or single parents, whether you're a man or a woman, doesn't matter. For single parents, that could be a really good option for you to not only have a piece of property and have something of your own, but
Right.
to cover your expenses, not only for your house, but for a little bit more too. So multifamilies are a really good option for a lot of people, just not me.
I hear you.
I'll
Oh,
fix it up and leave. Thank you very much.
thank you. Send me some more referrals.
Yeah, definitely.
What are the key factors that someone should know when they're looking to find a real estate agent?
It's all about relationships.
Okay.
And real estate has been and always will be about a relationship. You develop these relationships into, I truly care about the people I work with.
Yes.
And beyond a transaction, because
Yeah.
it's not just a transaction to me, it's the people I meet, the people I get to know, the family stories. It's amazing to me. I like people, and I care about people. So finding someone that you can really, really work with, that is out for your best interest. It is all about the relationship.
Yes.
I hope that my clients see me as I see them. I see them as friends, as sisters, as, dads and moms and brothers. And I really, truly want what's best for them, even if it's not me. And that's okay. You're not going to get along with absolutely everyone. And I have had clients who are like, we're just not clicking. And that's okay. If we're not clicking, then I can't do the service that I'm supposed
Yeah.
to be
You
doing.
have to have a type of chemistry, to
Absolutely.
yeah, you don't want to have this one is difficult or um undecisive or unresponsive. You know, you want someone that you could relate to and get information from and have a nice, easy feeling.
And trust.
And
trust is huge.
Yeah, trust and integrity, yes.
Yeah, and so what I always tell my clients is this is a marathon, not a sprint.
Mm-hmm.
It could take me weeks, it could take me months, it could literally take me years to help you find what works best for you. And that's okay. Yeah. I'm in it for the long-term relationship. I'm not in it for a quick buck. And so when you talk to people who are and developing this relationship, it's really hard when you first get to know someone. They don't know who I am. They don't know that I'm out there for their best interest. You know, we have the same, for better for worse, have the same reputation as lawyers and used car salesmen. It's like people like we have these terrible reputations because yes, there are some agents out there that are like, if you are not pre-approved, don't talk to me. And that's not who I am. I want to talk to you. I want to get to know you. What are your hopes? What are your dreams? But it's really sad. We have a reputation of a used car salesman, and it's horrible because there are some really nice used car salesmen too. Just get to know people. It's
to find them in between, you know, the bad apples is
right.
Tough,
yeah. So when I meet someone, it's like, hey, I'm here for you, but you don't know that, and that's okay. That you know, we have this silly form that we need to have. It's not so silly, but it's a silly form that we're supposed to have filled out before we show someone a house that says that I am your agent. And that's a good thing because I'm here to protect you. I have fiduciary responsibility that is mandated to me that I am out for your best interest.
Right.
And some agents say, you know, sign with me for 3 months, sign with me for a year. I'm saying sign with me for this one listing because you don't know if you like me and I don't know if I like you. We're just starting to date. Before we get married, can we just get to know each other?
Get to know each other, yeah.
Because I'm supposed to be with you for the long run, and you know, hopefully you do like me. Hopefully you do like my personality. Hopefully you do see that I'm out for your best interest, but you're just getting to know me. So, you know, I don't expect a long-term relationship if we just met. Like, could you imagine going out with someone and you meet them and they're like, okay, great, marry me. I'm like, hi.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Yeah, time out there.
Wait a minute. Let me get to know you first.
Yeah. Can I get your name? Can we start with that?
Yeah. What's your last name?
Yeah, seriously. Like, some people are so hesitant to even give me the last name. I'm like, look, I'm not here to stalk you. I just want to get to know you. But I understand the hesitancy. Because your home will be the most expensive purchase you make. Yes. So there's a lot into it. There's a lot of emotion into it. There's a lot of money into it.
A lot of money.
So you really want someone you trust. That is my number one advice when looking for an agent. Get to know this person and see and hopefully you can trust them, because if you can't trust them, run away. Don't just walk, run. So like, if you get that little feeling like this person's not really working for me, it's okay. Find someone else. There are 800 real estate agents in my town alone.
Wow.
There is bound to be someone that you like. Chances are you're going to find someone that you can hang with. Right. That you're going to want to go have a cocktail with, or that you're going to go like, hey, meet me at the beach at sunset. Let's hang out. Like, that's the kind of people I want to work with.
Yeah, definitely.
And hopefully they want to work with me too, and hang with me at the beach at sunset.
See, why not? You're all positive vibes, and, you know, give all the wealth of information, and friendly, outgoing, and, you know, I like that. I like that. If it was me and I was looking for a real estate agent, like I said, you would be my go-to person. My goat, greatest of all times.
Thank you. I hope that I'm giving good information to people, because
Yes,
that's kind of my job, is to give
yes.
good information. But also, I really like people, and
I'm a people person.
I like helping people. And I think that the real estate agents that are in it for that do very, very well, because people
Yeah,
can see that. I think people can trust that.
yes, exactly.
And I
So,
can't wait to find the perfect place for you.
can't wait myself. I'll let everyone know. Oh my God. So for those who are out there and they're listening to the podcast, let them know where how can they contact you?
They can contact me through my email at smcavoy@brownharrisstevens. It's BHSUSA. So smcavoy@BHSUSA. Or drop me a text on my cell phone, 203-919-6363. I'm, for better or for worse, agents are available 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. It is one of the few careers that you are always on.
Mhm.
So I actually, if you want a career in real estate,
Yes,
and be your own boss,
yes.
it's a really good plan, for especially for busy parents who need to be available for their kids. It is a great career if you're in it for the right reasons, and that's the
Okay.
relationships
Well, tell the audience.
that you build, because you have flexibility, you create your own hours.
Well, tell the audience
Go ahead.
how can one start to become a real estate agent?
So you are required to take classes
Mhm.
there, and continuing education classes.
Okay.
And you're required to be under a broker's license. So I took a 30-hour course through my local community college. And then I took my state and national exam, which your course prepares you for. And then I interviewed with different agencies. And this is really, really important,
Mhm.
because just like finding a real estate agent, finding an agency that fits your needs and how you are makes a huge difference, world of difference. So there are plenty of different structures for agencies out there. I interviewed with 4 different agencies. I met the managing director of my office, and we clicked. And I love the structure. I love the people I work with. I trust them 1,000%. Everyone in my office, I can truly say I like and would drop everything for. And if I have a question, someone is always there to help me out. If it's like, hey, I need a price opinion on this house, or hey, I don't remember how to do this, someone has always been incredibly giving of their time and energy to say, here's how you do it, or this is what I think. And I found that not every agency is the same. So
Oh.
definitely interview with more than one.
Mhm.
Even though one of my best friends works for a local agency, I interviewed with that agency and it didn't work for me.
Didn't work
And
for
I
you.
would have loved to work with her, but the agency itself just didn't work for me. And when they called me last year and said, hey, we would love you. You're doing great. We love, you're a rising star. We would love to work with you. And I had to be honest with them. I'm like, I wasn't feeling the vibe. I just wasn't vibing with the office and with the people in it. And so I'm very happy with where I'm at.
Very
And I
nice.
am, I am. They're amazing people, and we're growing. And I think we're bringing other people from other agencies because they see how we work and how we work together. And I think that makes a lot of difference. So if you're thinking about a career in real estate, definitely go interview with multiple agencies and find the one that's right for you.
Right. Well, thank you. Thank you for that wealth of information. That's amazing. For those of you who would like to be a real estate agent, I hope you got all that. The podcast will be available soon. Shannon, thank you so much for being on my podcast. Thank
Jem,
you.
thanks for asking me. I appreciate that.
On behalf of A&M Career Consulting, we'd like to wish you all the best and success on your future endeavors. I hope you can be on my podcast soon.
I'm available to answer any questions anytime. You
Awesome.
can throw my email on the description and my phone number if you want, and happy to talk to anyone about
Will do. Yes.
about real estate or about buying or selling or whatever.
Yes. And folks, she is based in Connecticut. So for anyone who's in Connecticut, please contact her. She's wonderful. She is great. And I highly recommend Shannon McAvoy. Thank you.
Stay safe. Be well.